Directly from YouTube. Oh, we live. There we go. We are live, so you can get your earphones on. Don't worry. Hopefully, you can hear me better. So we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is Real Talk, and I'm your convener, Caroline Zoakim Binji4. It's a very wonderful opportunity for me to come into your homes this afternoon, wherever you are. And as you know, we're keeping it real, all right? So in South Africa, we're still on lockdown level 1 now. We're no longer on level 3, so it's gotten better. Delphine, do you hear me better?
I can hear you well.
Perfect. So we all live, and I'm here with my guests, my dear friends and sisters, powerful women by God's grace. So I have with me Rebecca Camille. I'm getting better at that name. And I have Delphine Fogwe all the way from Cameroon. So Rebecca is based here in Johannesburg, not too far from me. And Delphine is based in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Okay, so we're going to be discussing the Valiance of a Vision. That is a very powerful topic. So I don't know, tag a friend, call a friend. We can watch live on YouTube and you can watch live on Facebook. So let us know where you're watching from. You know, you can just drop a message in Johannesburg or Cameroon or Zim or Nigeria, wherever you're watching us from, would love to know. And if you're just tuning in, I'm your convener again. My name is Caroline Zoaki BG4. And on this episode, we're talking about the Valiance of a Vision. Okay. Welcome everyone. Yeah. Create a watch party, tag a friend, do whatever you do, share this video so a lot of people can learn and grow with us. Last month, we had an interesting topic by our guest, John Osa. And if you haven't watched that one, make sure you do watch it. It was titled, we talked about time, the importance of time. And that was filled with so much depth and so much insight. I think you're going to be very blessed. But that was last month. This month, I have two powerful women with me, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves right now. Let's start with Rebecca. Do you want to start introducing yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Glad you could join. I can call myself a resilient woman, a woman of quiet strength. And what I do is I am an author, I'm a facilitator, and I'm also a motivational speaker, as well as I have a talk show as well called Rebecca Talks. But I'm excited and inspired with what Caroline is doing. And again, we want to make sure that you leave empowered and have a vision. And without a vision, we perish. And hopefully we can share with you content that can uplift you.
Exciting. Yes, so that's Rebecca, ladies, and she's available on all social media platforms. As you know, she published a book. She's going to talk all about it before we end the show this afternoon. Yes, and this is the Valiance of a Vision. Let's hear from another guest, Delphine Fogwe. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Cameroon this beautiful afternoon. Yeah, as you have heard, my name is Delphine Fogwe. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a wife, mother of two beautiful girls. Yeah, I run a business. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a fashion business, which I have so much passion for it.
That's
right. I'm equally a pastor, been pastoring, teaching, mentoring women for over 10 years today. We run a foundation as well, my husband and myself, where we equip, we empower, we encourage youths and direct them in their career path. In fact, amongst a lot of other things we do in our foundation. So briefly, that's what I do.
Powerful. So you've heard it. We are in the Women's Month. On Monday or Tuesday, we'll be celebrating International Women's Day. So what an appropriate time to talk about a vision for women, because as you know, we've come into a decade where women are empowered. Most women are doing exceedingly well worldwide in these days. And the question is, what is the role of a vision for success? That's what we're talking about, the valiance of a vision. So to get us started, I want to dive right into it. There's a popular saying that, without a vision, you're worse than a blind man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have no vision, it's not just that you don't have sight, it's that you can't see. You don't have a sense of direction. That's a quote that I love. But to get us started, let's hear from our guests. I want to start with Delphine for a minute. Delphine, just tell us a little bit. What is it about a vision that makes it so important to set us in the right path or direction? What is it about having a vision that gives us that makes it so important for everything we do to be successful?
Beautiful. First thing we must understand is life, we are created on purpose. Everyone that is created has a purpose in life.
That's right.
And once you understand that you are created on a purpose, you will have a vision. It will be easy for you to find your vision. It is important because only somebody that understands that they have a purpose for their existence. It begins with you knowing why you were created, knowing why you are here on earth, and knowing why you are where you are. Whichever country, whichever part of the world where you find yourself, it begins by you knowing why you are there. Once you know you are why, the vision begins to come out clearly. So you have clarity of purpose when you know why you are born. So when you understand that, you begin to walk towards that. It's very important. It's difficult to live a life without a vision. It has no meaning. It makes life really meaningless. So you have a reason for living. Once you know your purpose and you have a vision, you begin to walk towards that.
Wow. I love that, because what you just said is that when we have clarity of purpose, we understand our why and we walk towards that. I always say a lot of times we spend our lives sleepwalking. Sleepwalking is like somebody who wakes up. As we know what sleepwalking is you wake up and you loaf around. You don't even know you're awake. You don't know you're loafing around because you are sleepwalking. And so what you're saying is that when we have clarity of a purpose, why we are here, we then set ourselves on that path and have a vision for where we're going. Very, very important. So Rebecca, you and I have known each other for a while. We've engaged in vision board sessions and workshops. You are sought out in South Africa right now for vision board sessions. So just tell us this afternoon, what in life makes a vision so important? Why is the life of, so why is it that a life of a visionary to an observer seems different? What are those elements? What is it about a vision that makes you stand out?
Oh, that's a powerful question. When it comes to having a vision, it allows you to have clarity in where you're going. When you lead yourself, then you say, okay, this is where I want to go. I need to actually make an impact in my life, in my society. And when people see you, you look different, because it's something about being intentional. There's something about you that's very intentional. Whatever you choose to do and where you spend your time, what you want to invest in, the relationships that you choose are now driven based on what the vision that you've set up for yourself. So you won't allow certain things to take you away from your path. And then moments when you do make a failure, where you do fall on the wayside, or maybe you got distracted, you refocus and realign your way you want to be, because of the vision. The vision will pull you. And people looking from the outside can also be confused. Maybe they've counted you out, and maybe they've given up on you, or maybe they're laughing at you. They first said, why are you doing it? And vision will get you to the place where you manifest what you're envisioning. And then what will happen is they're going to ask you, how did you do it? Now they want tips on how to get going in their journey, because maybe they used to laugh at you. So it is sometimes a lonely path as well of a visionary from the outsiders looking in. But you'll stand out because people will know that you're clear about your principles. It builds character. It builds discipline. At the end of the day, you are not deterred by setbacks. So I think that for me is the power of vision. Even a couple, if you look at a couple when they're together and they have a common vision for where they want to go in a relationship, they stick together. But the minute
Oh,
someone
wow.
has a new vision about where they want to do, they can't envision you being their journey partner, then you start seeing people breaking up and people starting to divorce, or sometimes someone just wants to walk away and give it all up because they no
That's
longer
right.
have the same vision. But if you have a common vision, you'll definitely succeed and go further together.
Oh, wow. That is so. Oh, my word. I feel like just jumping. Irene says, Caroline, you and your guests are looking fabulous, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. And for those of you, I've seen you watching from Pakistan, watching from Alex. You're very welcome. We appreciate you. Thank you for letting us know where you're watching. And if you haven't, please do let us know what you're watching. We really appreciate it. We're talking about the valiance of a vision. And my guests this afternoon have mentioned really pertinent points about why we need a vision and what is the power of a vision, why the vision is so valiant. And I just want to mention a few for those of you that are just tuning in. One is that it provides clarity of direction. That was what Delphine mentioned. And Rebecca added that above clarity, added to clarity, it gives you the ability to be intentional. It makes you intentional about your moves, your decision. You are less distracted. I love that, which means it enables focus. A vision pulls you even when you want to give up. Oh,
Mm.
that is a
That's right.
whole session of its own. That's a whole Rebecca talks right there. Like, a vision pulls you even when you want to give up. Love that. And the guest also says vision will get you to a point where you will manifest what you're believing, even when it looks like people can get you or people are laughing at you or you look shameful. So, and then another beautiful point is that a vision builds character, even when it feels lonely.
Mm.
Wow, we're talking about the valiance of a vision here. And if you don't know what a valiance means, is the strength of a vision, the rigidity of a vision, the resilience of a vision. It's just all these powerful words that we need for us to make it on this side of heaven. And that a vision enables you to make decisions in a relationship, whether it is choosing friends, choosing partners, and sticking with it, even in marriage or just girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever it is. So I don't know about you guys watching. I am already very undone. I'm loving. Thank you, Rebecca and Delphine. So let's move on. And please, if you're new to Real Talk, we do appreciate your questions. So pose your questions, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. It will certainly pop up and I'll be able to ask our guests those questions. So feel free to pose your questions right here, right now, and we'll certainly capture them. And I just want to ask this. My second question is this. Does a vision make a difference in your life in all aspects or just some aspects? So why is it important that I have a vision? Would that differentiate my life in all aspects, or would that be only in some aspects? Delphine, you can go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll begin by saying this. In life, we have three kinds of people.
Yeah.
There are those who watch things happen. There are those who make things happen. And there are those who don't even know what is happening. The difference is very clear. The difference here, you can't doubt the difference between someone that has a vision and someone who doesn't have a vision.
That's
and so
right.
the person that has a vision, vision is the ability to think or plan the future. Is the ability to even see that future, think, and then plan it. So those who make things happen are people of vision. They know their why, and they are intentional with everything. And so with their vision affect every aspect. A man of vision doesn't move anyhow. A person with a vision doesn't move with any kind of friends. They select their friends. It's not just anybody that will be their friend. They select their spouse. You don't get married to a man whose vision is, para.
Yeah.
What do I say? Very opposite,
Yeah.
different from where you are
Parallel.
going
That's
to.
right. Yeah.
Yes. And so vision, I would say, makes a difference and affects every aspect of your life. You must,
Powerful.
know where you are going to, and you choose the things you have to do to get to where you are going to. If
Powerful.
well, if I want to begin to mention places in Cameroon, maybe Rebecca wouldn't know, but if we're within the same country, and let's just say you're moving from Joburg to Pretoria, okay, you can think of getting a car, right? And now
Yeah.
if you want to move to the US, what you need to take is a flight. You would take a
Uh-huh.
flight. Now,
That's
somebody
right.
going to Pretoria and someone going to the US, there's no way you're going to find yourself in the same cab or something, because one
That's
will be
right.
on a flight while the other will be in a car. So there is every difference that it makes, and it affects every part of life, every aspect. It affects your relationship, marital, partnership in business. You don't get
Mm.
people on board your business who
Mm.
don't see, who cannot even see what you are seeing, or who will not even
That's
understand what you
right.
are understanding. So
That's
vision is
right.
important to every decision you make in life. In fact, that is the reason for your existence, because vision is birthed from your purpose. It's
Wow.
birthed from why you are existing. And so when you get a vision, you start walking towards that. And somebody that is not walking the same line, the same, who is not on the same pedestal with you
Yeah.
can't flow in that vision.
Yeah.
And so vision becomes the center point of everything. Vision should help you choose a spouse if you are looking for one. Vision should help you choose a friend if you are looking for a friend. You should be
Wow.
guided by your vision in other decisions in life.
Whoa.
When I look at my life, if I want to talk about my life personally right now, the things I do in life, they don't permit me to spend time and do things, normal things that others would think that it's okay to do. I don't even have time now to go sit, to sit in an open place or in a bar to drink, because
Yeah.
I've got work to do. My vision is telling me go and study. So vision
That's
is pushing
right.
me, go study. I'm
Woo.
studying. I'm in school. I'm learning every day. Vision tells
Mm.
me I need to grow. I need to grow because
Mm.
I have people that are looking up to me, people I need to
Mm-mm.
carry, people I need to push, people I need to work and work for. You know,
Wow.
vision is everything, if I
Oh.
want to say it.
Wow, that
Vision
is
is
so
everything.
powerful. I love taking notes because like I really go back into my diary, my journal, and I begin to reflect on these things because I love meditation. And what you've just said a mouthful, Delphine. But let me just capture a few of the points you've made for those that are just joining us. We're talking about the valiance of a vision. Okay, I know for a long time we see companies do visions, we make vision boards, but we do not have a revelation. We do not have insight into what we're doing. And so this afternoon, I really wanted, because we're still in the beginning of the year, we're just clocking into the third month. And so it's very important that you just don't have a vision board or you just don't write down your goals, but that you fully understand, internalize in your spirit what you're doing and why that is important, why is it different. And that's why I was led to really host this episode about the valiance of a vision. And so I'm joined by my guests, fabulous friends, powerful women. Please find them on social media, Delphine Fogwe and Rebecca Canurera. All right, they are on all social media doing powerful things. Now, these are the few points that Delphine has mentioned. That there are three kinds of people. Oh my word. And you find yourself, and I'm hoping that you're not the last or the second. There are people who make things happen, and there are people who watch things happen, and there are people who know they have no idea what is happening. Oh wow, I'm hoping that you are those who make things happen. We all have the potential to make things happen. And here's the thing, a vision pushes you to carefully select friends. Vision affects all areas of your lives, your partnerships in business, partnerships in any kind of relationship. Vision helps you make different choices and decisions. I love what Delphine said, that she doesn't just hang out. A vision pushes her to go study. Oh, one of my greatest fans and viewers have a question. She says, at Rebecca, can vision sincerely be a common virtue in a relationship between a king and a queen? And what, from your understanding, the meaning of the word from the Old adage, the man being the head of the home. Lovely panel, my old friend Caroline. Chad, I appreciate you. I owe you desperately, but we'll talk. So, Rebecca, this is directed to you. Can a vision as a virtue make a difference between a man and a woman in a relationship? And how does that happen with the old assumption that a man is the head of the home? So we see that we've lost Rebecca briefly, but I'm sure she'll join us. I think she's having issues with her connection. But don't worry, Chad. Whenever Rebecca joins us, she will still pick up this question. But I think Delphine is more than capable to throw in some light
Yes.
on this. Yeah, does
Yes.
a vision as a virtue, is it enough for a marriage? Is what Chad is asking. Is it enough for a man and a woman to what do we call it, to cleave together? And how does that play in the, I guess, in the doctrine he's saying that the man is the head of the home? So please go ahead, shed some light.
Yes, Carol. I think that question is very timely. This is a good time to talk about it because there's so much going on about whatever equality or whatever. But one thing I know about when it comes to the institution of marriage, there is a big picture that we all have. The big picture is getting the marriage to work. Now,
that's right.
The home has a head. Every vision has a leader. Now you have the family as a vision, yes, and then inside the family you have other visions. So the man can be up to his vision, his company. My husband runs a company. I don't work in his company. Okay.
Amen.
I'm not a worker in his company, but we run a foundation together. We have a vision that we both run together. We have things we do together, but we have another picture of the marriage. We want to run a marriage that is happy. That is one of our visions. We want our home to be a happy home. We want to bring up exemplary children. We want an exemplary marriage. We work hard towards that. We try to make that work. And the man remains the head of the family, which is okay. You know, anything that has more than one head is a monster. You know that, right? So the man remains the head. Every woman has
Love that. Love that.
Everybody has their position. You have your role to play. No position, no role is less important. All the roles are very, very important. And so we can have common visions that we work on together. Our marriage is our common vision. What we want our marriage to become is our common vision. Now, alongside, there are other things. I'm a fashion designer. I am an entrepreneur in my own way. I have other things I do aside. He has a company he's running as my husband. You know, that one he runs it, and I run mine. But we have a foundation which we do run together.
That's right.
Wow. And everyone has a role. He's the president. I'm the vice president of that foundation. I have the things I run around the charity aspect of it, and he runs the business part of it. Yeah. And so we all play our roles to make sure that, the vision is intact.
Wow. Chad, I don't know about you, but I think that answer was just, it left me speechless. Anything that has two heads, and I think ladies, gentlemen, going into your relationship, this is a vital thing to remember. If you remember nothing about this talk today, only remember this one. Anything that has two captains or two heads is a monster. So if in our relationship we're competing for who is the head, we're building a monster, another relationship. That is so powerful. Wow, Delphine. And you said something else, that there's no part that is better than the other. It's about intense collaboration for success. I always say, whether you're the head or the arm, have you tried seeing somebody who has no arm, one arm? They're not comfortable. They can't do everything, even though they have a head. So it's important the whole body works together. Wow, thank you very much. And welcome back, Rebecca. You had a question, and we'll pose that question again. I just want to say, see what Mohsin says, vision has a leader, or a leader has a vision. Another powerful one. Rebecca, do you want to go for this one? Does vision have a leader? So does the vision hold the leader, or the leader holds the vision? Has the vision, yeah.
Okay, I'll answer that. So I think it goes both ways. It's interchangeable, but the leader needs to have a vision for themselves personally to say, okay, as a leader, what's my purpose? Why am I in this place? Because I always say, whenever you're assigned to a position or an organization or a community, there is who you're assigned to. You've got a mission towards meeting the needs of that environment, maybe it's through technology, whether it's through a product. And then what happens is there's a bigger vision, which we call the bigger picture, which might say, okay, based on maybe the economic drive, we're trying to reach a certain bottom line, or the organization that you work with has a common vision to say, as an organization, this is our vision. So their vision might also hold you to say, okay, now that vision has you as a leader to say, how do I contribute now? Based on the way I'm showing up with my personal vision, now I'm also embracing the vision of the organization. And this is how I'm going to, this vision, I've got it. That's why if you go into sales, if you go into ministry or whatever, you need to believe in the product you're selling, right? So that vision of that product needs to have a hold on you. That's where you can succeed. That's why I always say when people are looking for jobs, like right now, we can all understand people are being retrenched and they're going through quite a lot of challenges. It's important for people to also look at it as to look at it and work hard and say, okay, how do I actually find the job that I need in order to accomplish what I'm called to do, not necessarily based on desperation. So what's your vision as a person?
Okay. Wow. Love that. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Chad, Mohsin, I'm hoping that question was thoroughly answered. You know, I always say this, and I love what Rebecca has said, that it works both ways. You know, the vision has the leader because it's what pushes the leader through. It enables that character, the discipline, and all those things that it possesses and gives you direction. But in the same breath, the leader is the one that births the vision. And therefore, the vision enables him to be clear and stay on his trajectory and be intentional and be clear about where he's going, who he's going with, what he doesn't want, what doesn't serve that vision, and what serves that vision. All very important, critical aspects of a visionary's life. This is, you know, if you're joining again, welcome. You know, we're really in the thick of it. So you're just catching us right at the middle of the conversations, but this is where you want to be in this very hour. We're talking about the valiance of a vision. Okay, in my life, like Delphine was saying, the clarity that a vision has given me for my own family, in my marriage, with my children, with my siblings, with how I serve in my community, with women, I cannot put a monetary value to it. It's built my character. Even when I've fallen, like Rebecca says, you will fall sometime, you'll be laughed at. But that vision will not let you go. That's how a vision eventually holds a visionary. Hallelujah. This is a good place to shout amen. And if you didn't get the one thing that Rebecca said, he says, whether in a marriage, a relationship, wherever you are, even in a business, partnership, especially for those of us that are entrepreneurs, when you have two heads, you're creating a monster. That is a word and a half. So that's a good enough for somebody to take home today. So I have another question. Please do feel free to pose your questions. We're taking the questions as we go. This is real talk, so we're keeping it real. If you have your coffee or water or tea, please feel free to hook yourself up. Okay, we are all home, so it's easy. My other question is this. Somebody is watching now, all right? They don't know what their purpose is. People have goals and they call it vision. That's fine. We all go from one level to another. My question to you, ladies, is how do I then begin to cultivate a vision? What are some of the primary things I should be mindful of, steps I should take? Yeah, where should I start? Rebecca, do you want to start with that question, please?
Sure. I think, yeah, so when it comes to cultivating a vision, people need to actually start to sit down and write down the different areas that they're focusing on. So depending on which area you're working on, you might need to list and say, okay, these are the different quadrants in my life. So we talked about having a vision for every area of your life. So part of it could say, okay, when it comes to my job, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to, so when you start being specific and actually listing goals that you're looking at in different boxes. So you actually separate them, almost like categorize them. That's a first step, because then it allows you to kind of have clarity to say, okay, when it comes to the kind of relationships that I want to have, let me just focus on the relationships and list that down. And then when you look at your education, what kind of education do you want to have? Which degrees do you want to work towards? And list those. And then you start cultivating, because now it's top of mind. Now it's almost very clear, it's specific. Because then that's where we talk about SMART goals. Because SMART goals say it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. And then you start working towards that. But also talk to people who also have a vision in the area that you're interested in, or watch YouTube videos, watch the Carolines of the world, and get tips from them as well. Yeah.
That's right. Wow. So if you're tuning in, we're trying to respond to the question, where do I begin to cultivate a vision? And if you don't know my guest here this afternoon, this is Rebecca, and we have Delphine Fogwe. Again, the power of a vision. We're having some technical issues today, but a vision is pulling us forward. You know, a vision will not let us go, because a vision, the work must continue. I love what they say in dramatic art, that the show must go on. You know, and that right there is the power of a vision. The show goes on irrespective of what the distractions are. And so what Rebecca was saying is, when you start cultivating a vision, it's very important to begin writing down. You know, I have grilled it in my kids, and the older one is getting it now. The power of journaling, of writing down everything you think, want, because what you do when you begin writing down is you begin taking accountability. You take accountability of your thought patterns. You take accountability of what you think you want to do. Will you actually do it? You take accountability of what you did not write down. Why didn't you write that down? And as you begin to do that, you know, you begin to entrust yourself with being diligent, just in being clear, in writing down and articulating what you want, when you want it, how you want to do it. Then you cultivate a vision without knowing. And that's what Rebecca was explaining. And then you write your goals, and you make sure your goals are smart. They are measurable. They are specific. You know, they are time bound, and they are, you know, they can be, what's the word? Are reasonable or reachable or whatever. You know, that is the power. So before you can get to a big vision, you must start with a small discipline that you can be trusted with. And so when you start with a small discipline, it becomes clearer. It's almost like peeling an onion. You know the principle of peeling an onion? When you start writing down, you peel one thick skin after the other. And so you become clearer in life, and you become clearer in life. Powerful. I am so loving this. You ladies are helping me out a lot. And I trust that on this Women's Month, you're helping out a lot of women, because for a long time, we thought visionaries were more men. But hey, myth demystified, right? We have a lot of women that are strong visionaries in their own right. Delphine, what do you want to add? Please add to this conversation. How do women get to where you are? How do we begin to cultivate a vision? Because somebody will say, I don't know where I'm here. I don't have a purpose. So where do I start? Yeah. Please go ahead.
A shout out to every woman watching us. Happy Women's Day in advance. Happy International Women's Day. This is the time for the women. It's the time that women are arising. It's the time for women to bring out the power in them. Women's Day. Yeah, and I'm happy this is happening during this period. You know, as we talking about a vision, you just said something about, you know, start small. And I would say dream big. You can dream very big and start small. That is fine. You're okay to dream. But they often say dream. They say the dream is free. They say the dream is free. But then now, for you to cultivate or begin a vision, you must be able to ask yourself some questions. You must look into yourself, because all of this is inside of you. It's not outside. It's not somewhere else. It is inside of you. So you must ask yourself, who are you? Who do you want to become in life? One. Two, what are you passionate about? When you look at things like that, I will help you to drive you towards your vision. What ignites your energy? What are the things that really ignite?
Hallelujah.
Relationships. When I see relationships falling apart, it breaks my heart. it breaks my heart. What is that thing that breaks your heart? What is that thing that grieves you? You know, it's a two-way thing. There is something you are passionate about. There are things that you really don't love seeing them. When you see them, you are hurt. That is
That's
how
right.
you get to identify what can be a vision in your life. So I'm passionate about fashion, and I love designing things. I'm passionate about women. I love to see women excelling in life, in their careers, in their relationships. And I'm also
That's
very
right.
heartbroken when I see relationships falling apart.
That's right.
You know, so those are the things that push you towards your vision. And then now, when you look around you and see who is doing the kind of thing that you would love to do,
that's right.
Who is around you that is excelling in that particular aspect? If me, like in fashion, there are people I'm looking up to. There are people I watch them every day. I follow them on Facebook. I follow them on Instagram. I see what they are doing, and I follow suit because they are doing the kind of things I love doing.
That's
when
right.
I follow them, I learn that I'm being mentored from a distance. And then
From a
there are
distance.
those who
Powerful.
are doing things,
Yes.
who are around me that I am close to, who mentor me, that we talk, that we relate in other aspects. You know,
That's right.
I'm interested in women's affairs, things that happen around the lives of women. I have a particular interest in it. So when I see women that are doing things with other women, I mean, that just attracts me naturally. I'm drawn towards it.
That's right.
And so I begin to look at what they are doing and I learn from it. So when you look around you, you begin by looking within you because your vision is inside of you. What are those things that touch you? What are those things that ignite your energy? What is this thing that you are so passionate, you love doing? You can just wake up from sleep and you begin to do. You begin from there. And then when you start looking around you, you will see other people who are also doing things that look like what you love to do. You know? And I always say you can dream big, no matter how big it is. Dream big, but you can start small. It doesn't matter how big your dream is. Begin it. When you start, you are sure to go to the end. You know, and then you begin to do the things that make a difference in the lives of others. That is how you give value to your vision. Be useful, be honorable, be compassionate. You know, be concerned with the lives of. When you are useful to others, it gives meaning to your vision. It gives weight to your vision. It adds, thank you. You add value to the lives of people, and that gives more meaning to your vision. It gives power to vision.
That's right. Hey, my word. Hey, I don't know about you. I hope you've been taking notes because this is a book. You know, Delphine just laid out a book in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so a book has been given on how you cultivate a vision. She says dreaming is free. You don't pay for it. It's inside you. So to cultivate a vision or purpose is for free. It's already hidden in you. You know, you came fully equipped. You came fully equipped. I don't know which day you were born, what month. Some of us believe that we're born in the most powerful month. For those of us who are born in January, hashtag January babies. We're born fully equipped and powerful, okay? But you must discover it. And so Delphine has broken down for us how you begin to discover. And Rebecca shed some light earlier. And these are a few tips she says. Dream as big as you want to. It's free. However, you must start small. You must be trusted with the small things. Discipline yourself in the small things. Then you fuel your vision with answering a few questions. Who are you? Who do you want to become? What are you passionate about? What ignites? My daughter says, what makes your soul fly? Ha, love that. I always quote her. Javia, yeah, I've quoted your quote and I've given you copyright. What makes your soul fly? What ignites a fire within you? Okay, so when you begin to answer those questions, who is doing what you're passionate about? What gifts do you have for free? Let me tell you, I grew up, I've always loved talking. Love talking. One of my aunts firmly believed I was supposed to be a journalist. I did journalism as a minor in university. But I'm really not passionate about that side of communication. But I know that I can talk. So I do public speaking. And of course, now I host a real talk. That is my gift, using it for free. And I learn from others, and I let my authenticity in doing it drive me. So what have you been given, and what makes your soul fly? And dream as largesse, they call it in French. Go wild, but discipline yourself to start small. Oh, that is powerful. That is so powerful. I see there's a question, or is it a comment from Mosin? Um, uh, is a dream, is a dream, is there anything valuable in a dream? Maybe that's the question. Or is it just, it's just a dream? Like he says, vision without action is merely a dream. So
that's right.
Once you've dreamt and you've now seen with the eyes of your imagination what you want, what are the quick steps? I think you've answered that a lot, Delphine, and even Rebecca. But anything you want to add, Rebecca? How do you begin to ensure that you put action to this vision?
Sure. Yeah, so I always say like a dream is like, the things that are in your head, and then a vision is the way you picture it. Then when you use your imagination to actually put illustrative ideas, creatively thinking and using wisdom. And then you turn it into a plan. Just like if you're building a house, an architecture will draw the picture of what that house should look like. And then afterwards, then you set goals. And then the goals is how much equipment do we need? What's the price to pay? What's the cost of this dream? Because every dream has a price you got to pay. And then from there, you start working in small steps, like we said, with what you have, where you are, and finding the right people start showing up in your life. That's the beauty of having a dream. So I think it's not, as long as it doesn't stay in your head, because many times we build castles in the air, in the sky, and then it never amounts to anything or never is materialized. So I think that's the importance of actually saying, okay, yes, it's a dream. Yes, it's a vision, but turn it into a plan and then into a specific goal, which is bite size, and then start gaining momentum and building that vision that you had in your mind.
That is very important. And I think, let me just add to that. We have one large vision for our lives, right? We all dream about something. And as you begin to compartmentalize, you look at, this is ultimately what I want. How does this show up in my marriage? How does it show up in my friendships, my girlfriends? How do I show up in that vision? How does that vision influence the kinds of friends I have? How does that vision influence the kind of business I run? How I formulate that business, my shareholders agreement, my partnerships agreement, because you are governed by that which you've seen with the eyes of your imagination. So you begin to put down into goals and actionable plans and even tasks. Delphine said something that she wouldn't go drinking because she needs to study. And yet she's a powerful businesswoman with a huge fashion thing in Yaoundé. By the way, if you're in Yaoundé, hook up with Delphine. You might as well just go for a slight tour of our house as a museum, okay? So these are real things. These are not women who came from any luxurious background. These are real women who just know and have a slight different revelation that you and I can learn from. So this has been very enlightening for me. I don't know about you, and I'm very grateful. So before we close, I really want to take it personal because I know in my life that I'm still married because of vision. I'm still in business because of a vision. Okay? And it's not easy. I'm here on this Real Talk show because of a vision. I'm driven by a force that is greater than I. All right? By a commitment, a desire of what I want to see the world look like that is greater than Caroline. So, Delphine, let's talk a bit personal. What in your life has made you what you are? What is it about your vision? I have this hashtag. Everybody knows. Everybody who follows me on social media always sees me say, I do all things well. Oh boy. That's not because I am perfect. I am not. That's because that's my vision. Okay? I am not failing in any aspect of my life. I intend to win with my kids, my marriage, my business, everything. I'm determined to do my best till the day Jesus calls me home. So Delphine, what about you? What have you known or what have you seen that makes you so determined and so good at it in all these areas?
Wow. Yeah, that's a great question, Carol. I was there's so much to talk about. This topic is very rich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I know is about my life is that I am created to solve a problem. I don't create problems, I solve problems. And so wherever I find myself, I'm looking for solution. Wherever there is a problem, I keep saying, I always make this statement, I am solution oriented. I don't sit on the problem. Solutionist. Yes. This is what I always tell women because I have the opportunity to talk with them every week. I always tell them, you are a problem solver, you are not a problem creator. You are not meant to create problems. And so whatever thing we are doing, we know that we are meant to solve the problem and not be the problem. Right. The worst thing is don't even be the problem that they are solving. I will ask women like, what do you feel? How do you feel if they hold a meeting to solve a problem that you created? How do you feel about that? And I say, there's this saying, they say great people will be remembered for what they did rather than what they said, because we are fond of saying actions are powerful. We say things, yes, we say things, but what you do is what will leave a mark. Wow. Whatever, you can say all the things in the whole world, but the things you are doing, like what you are doing now, Caroline, this vision, this action you have taken, this program, Now I have a vision in the pipeline because I call myself a queen on fire. I know I'm a queen. There's a queen in me. So the queen on fire, I know the day we're going to launch it together. You are, in fact, my visionaire sister. You and Rebecca. You're going to pull my hands and let this vision, let it be birthed by fire,
Yes.
Because I call myself a queen on fire. Wow. I know that whatever the mind can conceive can be achieved.
That's right.
I see myself and many other women rising up to their calling, rising up to become who God made them to become.
That's right.
And I know because I have learned that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. Yes. I'm ready to pull as many women. That is me. I'm talking about me. I'm ready to pull as many of them as will be willing and available.
To come along. That's right.
To come along. To become who we are meant to become. To manifest who God made us to be. To wake up the sleeping queens inside of us. We are God's precious. I love, there's a woman in the Bible called Esther. I love her so much. That's the queen on fire. And that's where I draw my inspiration. I love inspiration from her. She's a queen and she was on fire. The fire in her could bring her solution, brought her favor, brought answers, brought salvation to a whole clan that could have been destroyed just like that. That is the 21st century woman that I'm looking at. That is the vision I have for the women, the queens on fire.
Wow.
Women who will rise up to the task.
Wow. Indeed, you have another queen on fire right here. I mean, I love that. I love that. And I think that is it. I found a post this week that says, what unsuccessful people do and what successful people do. I think you'll find it on my story, I think on WhatsApp and on Facebook. And it will tell you that successful people pull others with them. Unsuccessful people are trying to be celebrities. They're trying to be the only one seen, known. I call them ghetto superstars, where you're the only, the one-eye man in the country of the blind. We did a book story like that in school when I was in secondary school. So that is an unsuccessful mindset. And successful mindset wants to bring us many, because that's a mindset of abundance. There's enough for all of us. You are born with it. It's just, thank you, Delphine. And please, as many queens as we can put on fire, set alight, and bring them on board this vision.
That's
Let's do
right.
that. Yeah.
That's right.
Rebecca,
All
you've had,
right.
and maybe before you respond to this, you've had reasons in this life to toss this vision way out. But your resilience, my sister, and how you keep soaring like an eagle. Oh my word. Please tell us, what is it about your vision that is keeping you? Even now, you're struggling with connectivity. You're moving around to make sure you stay on course. And I appreciate that. I notice it. But what is it then that makes you so determined? Please share.
Yeah, I think the secret ingredient I quickly found out early in my career was just that willingness to desire. Just say, I'm going to be willing. Let me will myself to get something done. So sometimes it's not about the qualification, but just having that will within you to say, you know what, that's my little currency. That's my X factor. Because if I just see it in my mind that I want this, I'm going to just will myself and do whatever it takes. That can win attitude, finding a way to win. So I believe that strongly is what has helped me. And then also the book I wrote was about She Keeps Rising. So I think on connectivity again is going to go just before we close off. So I'll just try to wrap up. But I wrote a book, She Keeps Rising, because it was just from a vision of saying, no matter how many times you fall down, it matters more how many times you get up. So even with trying a vision, you might even try a business idea and it'll fail dismally and people will laugh at you. Or you might try in something, or maybe you don't even know and you're still learning and you're spending time in school trying to sharpen the craft that you know that you're called to do. So allow yourself to keep rising, even above success. Some people also dwell in yesterday's glory. They're successful and now they're like, okay, complacent, or they feel they've arrived. So I think when it comes to vision, it'll continue to help you to progress. So it's not being overly ambitious or being unsatisfied, but it's really that drive that says, I want to progress from one level to the other, and which will bring me to the best version of who I was created to be, how I was created to be. And like what Delphina said, we're created loaded. I always say, women, you are fully loaded. Human beings, you're fully loaded with everything you need, but you just need to learn how to use those apps, just like adding a new phone. You need to learn how to use it and unlock the power and the potential of what it can give to you. So I just wish everyone to keep rising. See yourselves, envision yourselves in a better place than where you are, even if you feel it's the best place. Maybe it's a place of significance where you can make an impact on people. So I really believe that vision, you'll have impact and you will progress in life.
Wow. So simply, I think all what Rebecca said is the fact that when you have a vision, you have to be willing. And willingness is what is just a determination that is unquenchable. Okay? It means that no amount of setbacks, no amount of shame, no amount of hardship, no amount of anything will you allow to distract you from that vision. There might be months or times of setbacks, but you rise again. Like her book said, please grab her book. It's called She Keeps Rising. And can I tell you, this woman keeps rising for sure. For sure. I've known her for a while, and you want to know about a bounce back queen, you have her right there. Okay? She's got a bounce back, and her back does not touch the ground. No, never ever. And that's the power of a vision. So be willing. Desire is a great thing. You don't eat because you are full. You eat because you are hungry. So hunger is a great fuel for a visionary life. I see episode says powerful, be willing and desire to succeed. Yes. Life will give you what you demand of it. I don't know who said that. I think, but that's the saying. That if you place a demand on life, it would respond. Whatever you place a demand on, you're bound to get. And so this afternoon, if you joined us late, we've been talking about the valiance of a vision. And we've talked about how we begin. How do people see that this one is living a life of vision? And a few things have been mentioned by my honorable guest here this afternoon. Is a life of clarity, a life that is intentional about every choice it makes. And it starts with the little things, with selecting friends, with where you go, with the people you look up to, in little things, okay? And intentionally journaling. We've talked about how then do you begin to cultivate a vision or to know your purpose. And so we've had a lot of discussion. And this is on our timeline. You can follow this on Delphine's timeline, on Rebecca, on mine, and on our YouTube channel, Real Talk with Caroline. And so to wrap up this afternoon, I'm just going to have my guests say one thing they want to leave with us. You know, you have a vision in your life, and it affects your business, if you're in business, or your career. It affects your marriage or your relationships. It affects your children, or your community, or your siblings. Vision affects everything around your life, and it can be visible. It can really be seen. So as we close, I'd like Delphine to give us her closing remarks. One thing she wants to leave with us today, she's given us a lot of wisdom already. But in case you have anything left in your tank, which I know you do, please, what do you want to say as we close up this subject on the valiance of a vision?
Yes, Carol, it's been a powerful moment. It's been a wonderful time, enriching. So much value has been added to me just listening to you guys speak. But one thing I want to leave is this: vision is very powerful. Vision is very powerful. That is why when the Bible says people perish because they have no vision, can you imagine? People can perish for lack of it. So it is powerful and important to have it. There is a way vision gives longevity of life. You will live long because of vision. Because you need to feel. Vision gives you a reason to keep living. You know, and I tell myself my vision will not enter the grave. So until I execute my vision, you know what? I'm not shaking. There's no shaking. I'm here to that vision now. And there is this one thing I really want to say, you know, to be made in the image, as the Bible says, in the image of God means you look like God. It means you resemble God in every way, in every sense of it.
Oh, yes.
So we know how powerful God is. We know how creative God is.
That's
we know how things are with God. Let us look at ourselves in that same manner. We are made, we are created in the image and the likeness of God. God who created us, God who can do and undo, the God of impossibility. You can equally, when you key into this ability of God, you can do more than even you could ever imagine or even think of.
Wow.
So vision is powerful. We are made in God's image. We can make it. We can make it.
Oh, my word. So thank you very much, Delphine. We've just learned this. Vision is powerful. You know, it is written that without a vision, you perish. And it doesn't mean that you just physically die, but it means that you get lost. You are like in a maze. You're stuck in the mud. But with a vision, you obtain clarity. I gave an illustration before. It's like peeling an onion. You know, the more you take off the shades of the onion, the clearer your vision becomes about who you are, where you're going, what you're passionate about, what gives you flow with naturally, and really what solution you want to fulfill in society. As you know, on Real Talk, we say we're solutioning. You know, we're a solutioning platform here. We talk about solutions here because our desire is to build, inspire complete leaders. Leaders who do all things well. Leaders who win in every sphere of their lives. So we've talked about valiance of a vision in your private life, in your marriage. We've talked about it in your business, in your career. All of it should align. It should provide clarity, intentionality. It should be able to ignite self. It should build discipline. And it should be seen. And it should drive you. And Delphine just added something that is so critical. I never thought about it. Vision ensures longevity. A vision can give you long life. Oh, that is so powerful. That is so powerful. And as you can see, you've noticed, even on this show, that we've had challenges with audio, with connectivity, but hey, the show must go on. And so the show has gone on. And I hope with that you've been blessed this afternoon. We've come to you from Johannesburg and from Yaoundé, where Delphine is sitting as a powerful businesswoman. And yes, Delphine, please make sure to drop the name of your fashion house on the video, so that those watching know where to find you when they get to Yaoundé. And with that, I am so privileged to be the convener of this platform. I know this is a dream, and I trust that this is a vision that will grow in leaps and bounds. And I pray for those of you who say, I don't know my purpose, I don't have a vision. I hope that with the steps that we've given this afternoon, that you start writing down. Peel that onion. And if you're married, 2 heads make a monster. That's Delphines. Okay? So they cannot be 2 heads. And only monsters have 2 heads. So they can only be 1 head. And you can partner and live a life that is truly remarkable. And with that, I love you all. Stay blessed. And we'll see you every first Saturday of the month. And so tune in next month, the first Saturday of April. And we'll be talking about the power of compartmentalization. Oh, you're going to be so blessed. You're going to be so blessed. Delphine, God bless you. I know this was a sacrifice, and I can only say God bless and reward you. And Rebecca, tons and tons.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.